The Matthews House came about when I got involved with a lot of at-risk youth, and I saw that they were living lives without a lot of hope, many of them suffering childhoods of neglect and abuse.
All right, so you're getting 300 a week.
They weren't picking up all those skills that you learn in your family growing up, just sort of by default. You learn how to interact with others, how to problem solve, how to cook, how to budget, just because your parents teach you those things. And so I didn't realize, growing up in a good family myself, that there were a lot of kids who didn't learn those things because they just didn't have that constructive environment to learn them in.
Oh, Jonah! I didn't want it to be, look, feel like an agency. I wanted it to feel like a home. And we've been working with at-risk youth, youth aging out of foster care, youth on parole, homeless youth, just providing a safe haven for them to come and be able to start realizing that they do have a future.
Coming from a poverty home where we were living in vans and RVs in people's basements my entire life, to going to jail, to going to the halfway house, there was nothing to tell me how to be successful in life. It was just, basically being babysat. And then the Matthews House actually was invested in helping me learn how to become a contributing member of society.
Utilities. Who's in charge of utilities? Is that included in your rent?
Or is that be included? She already said so.
So we look at their housing needs, their employment needs, their education needs, and interpersonal skills. How do they proactively manage change and conflict in their lives?
I grew up with a drug addict mom and a stepdad who works full-time and a sister who is also a drug addict and loves to be in prison. So I was kind of on my own, just doing my own thing. I got myself to school. I took the bus most days if I actually got up to go. I turned my mom in for drugs when I was 13.
And so in building that independent living plan with the youth, the important part is not just learning. It's about feeling that you're worth something. And so we use community mentors, volunteers that enter into these youth's lives.
All the people who should have been supporting me throughout my life just haven't really been there for me, and it was kind of crazy to know that some stranger could just walk into my life and be like, no matter what happens, I'm always going to be here for you.
One of the quotes that Mother Teresa has is very dear to my heart. She says that poverty isn't just a lack of food and a lack of clothing. The worst type of poverty is loneliness and the feeling of being unloved. And I don't think any child should have to have a feeling of loneliness nor a feeling of being unloved. And so at the Matthews House, that's really what we're all about. Yes, we're teaching life skills, we're helping them move on and find a better future for themselves. But really, it's about helping them feel loved and not alone.